I am a madam and I am a lady.
I'm a madam and I'm a lady.
I'm a madam and I am a lady.
I preach and blaspheme in the same breath. Sex seeps and creeps from my pores as it pours out of me, but I just want to be held.
Sexology, my biology. I have made myself a captain, though I don't have all the answers. I only know how to shame myself for your amusement.
I am a generation of sex, and I use it wisely to my defense. As I cut and castrate and leave you breathless, I too become defenseless.
The more I yield my powers, the less I have. In a sea of what's in between, we fail to reach the deep, the unknown, the unanswered. I yearn for the connection.
To connect. Be connected.
Be connected?
To go beyond the erected and slide into moments frozen in time. Whirlwinds surround us, overstimulating us till we are numb, and when we finally feel something real, it is foreign. Breathe. Let it sit with you. Breathe. Take it in. Take it in. Let it heal you.
Let it heal you.
Because not everything can be Googled. You can't Instagram loneliness.
Hugs aren't sent via text.
I feel the distance of that hope.
Put a song on my wall that makes my heart cry.
Something only Al Green, Teddy P, and Aretha knew how to say right.
Tell me you love me when you fuck me. And tag me so I know it's real.
Hugging and
Well, Sandra, are you up? Listen, I don't know what's going on. Next up, you in short sleeves. What's your name?
Sochi.
Bless you.
No, my name is Sochi. And
Bless you. We got everyone with allergies up in here. Somebody get her a Claritin. All right, since you're playing so hard to get, we're going to call you Kiana. Kiana. All right. And last but not least, what's your name, sweetheart?
Hi, my name is Lourdes, and they told us we could all just want a massage.
Yeah, I want to contact my way to work. Ladies. There's entirely too much jibber-jabbering going on the stage in this space right now. Let's just play the game and have some fun! Now, this is going to be a very interesting show tonight because these are not the types of women we normally put on TV. Am I right? I am right. All of these ladies have come on the show tonight because they need our help. We're here to tell them how they look to us from the outside looking in. Ladies, 2 rounds. Are you ready to get started? All right, round 1. Ladies, you have 5 seconds each to show me your best feature, and I get to name it. Go! All right, small tits could use a longer dress. And new shoes. Okay, new hair coloring, attitude adjustment, and new lipstick. All right, very exotic looking. Can I touch your hair? Childbirthing hips. That was fun, wasn't it? Jesus, wow. All right, round 2. Question time. Ladies, this is the time where you get to talk. All right, ladies, please tell me, Robin Thicke, how far would you go with me, Robin Thicke, on a first date? Option A. Option B. Option C. Or, wait for it, option D. All right. Sandra, option B, you say? Wow, slow down, slutty, slow down. Take me to dinner first. All right, so what's your name? What's your answer, Kiana?
None of those.
Option A. All right, taking it slow. I like your style. We'll see what that leads to later. Okay? All right, and last but not least, Lourdes, what's your answer?
Well, I don't like any of these.
Option D! Woo! Lourdes! I am flattered! Seriously, Lourdes! Right now! I am flattered! I had a bunch of nuns up here on stage with me, but woo-wee! Robin Thicke was What's your status? Thanks for watching. Good night. she sent me that smiley face. It was the whole winky face, not just the colon with the open parenthesis. Yeah, it's getting serious. The most amazing 2 weeks ever. Still no text, though. It's strange. Let me check her Facebook. She made me nachos. Dope. 9:17 p.m. Friday at Wicker Park. Okay. Nothing from today. Who does that? She must have updated her Twitter instead. Alright, nothing since Sunday, but she Instagrammed going hookah with her friends. Why didn't she check in? What if she posted a pic from a different day and she was really somewhere else? I gotta go back 2 weeks on her feed. Oh, is that her mom? She's pretty. Wait, her mom is mutual friends with her ex? What is that about? Wait, where did she check in on Sunday? Okay. She was 12 blocks away from the hookah place where she was supposed to be. Oh! Did I think I'm dumb or something? There has got to be something going on. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Semicolon. Close parenthesis. Okay. If she doesn't respond to that text in 3 minutes, I know she's avoiding me.
Hello Kitty, how are you?
I'm very fine. And how about you?
Hello, my name is Talina, and I am 44 years old. I am a female, and what else are they asking these things? Oh, yes, sexual orientation. My sexual orientation is, I had to mark other, so I will have to explain it to you, is Vulcan. So Vulcan is a little messy to explain, or maybe it is simpler than I think it is. So Vulcans, you know, like in Star Trek, I hope I don't have to explain this to you, because then we're not a match. But anyway, they get, you know, hot and horny every 7 years, and that is called the ponfar. It is a common misconception to believe that Vulcans do not copulate before they experience the ponfar. So they do not succumb to the messy emotion that sexual relationships often entail. But neither is it an animal instinct designed to preserve the Vulcan race. You should know that Vulcan sex is a mental necessity, a physical manifestation of the mystery of the desire for another being. Relationships are logical, and emotions must be controlled by meditation and will. However, if more than 7 years pass since the last time you have had the ponfar, you may die. So there's no meditation and no strong will that is going to get you out of that one. Well, except, you know, if you're like an extraordinary Vulcan like Mr. Spock. But I'm a regular Vulcan, so not because I will die in like, wait, where's my watch? I don't have my watch. But I had it calculated. It's down to 3 years. Let's see, 3 years and 2 months and 3 hours and 25 minutes and 7. Well, you get the idea, right? But listen, I am a Vulcan because I think that sex to me is not something that I will do for fun. You know, it's not something that I will do out of curiosity or for the desire for experimentation. To me, sex has to be logical. is not something that is a genital instinct that it comes because of the cycles of the moon or because of hormonal imbalance. Again, it has to be logical. It's a logical bond with another human being. It's a mental orgasm. That's how I can describe it. A spiritual connection between two beings, an explosion of knowledge, of intimacy. I am a Vulcan. I relish that connection. Every moment has to mean something greater than its physical expression. And the other person has to be there with me, experiencing that same connection, that same understanding. We must be connected. But it has been hard to find another Vulcan out there. There are not too many of us in this earth. And I am not really going to troll the conventions for a mate. And I am not going to wear a Star Trek uniform during sex. No, that's not. Because to me, that's not about role playing. Vulcan sex is real. And I am hoping to find a mate for the next far. Hopefully before the end of my 7th cycle. Yeah. Live long and prosper.
So, like, Vulcan sex is a real thing? Do you have any game? Like Ouija board? Well, let's build a blanket for it. Do not have a Ouija board. I do have Scrabble. I will murder you in Scrabble, girl. I know a game.
here. I'm downstairs. Let me in, honey. But I never said anything because I was afraid that my jealousy would make her leave. Didn't matter. She left me anyway.
Been there, huh? My spin. Nice set. You big slut. You want me to kiss you, don't you? Well, I'm sitting across from you. I'm not that easy, hoe cakes. So, secrets. In college, I had this boyfriend. Intramural soccer champion and editor of the neurobiology journal. Like, a total babe with brains. Come on.
Right there. Right there. Right there.
Right here?
I mean, switch. You two switch. Perfect.
Okay, so this is your order.
Let's do it.
How many you think? Okay, so we're like 0 to 10. How many do you already pick? Cool. So everybody look at this order. We're going to show you the real order. 3, 2, 1, go! You see that. Your turn. Same concept, right? 0 to 10. And 10. But you're scared. You should be. The next question is, put us in order of how many sexual partners you think we all have. Just tell us where to go. Just tell us where to go. I'm a virgin. We'll go. We're just gonna go. We're just gonna go. You won't get mad. It's never late. We need some Jeopardy music. Start going. Me? Yes. Over here. You've never been over here.
This is about right.
This is about right. All right, we're not going to tell you the real order, though. You guys ready to continue with the show? All right, let's go! I like to touch, and I like to be hugged. Did you know that you need 10 hugs a day to be truly happy? I like physical connection and being taken care of, but what happens when the one you want grows distant? I can tell you that I lost the one person who loved me, held me, and took care of me to something tragic. The cause? Candy Crush Saga!
Sugar Crush.
Like, we're out on a date waiting for a table, and I just want to have a conversation while holding her hand, but how can I when she's engrossed in a game of Candy Crush Time? Hey, did you hear what I said about Blue Ivy? Yeah, but hold on, let me finish this one level. Or it's bedtime, and I just want to cuddle, but how can I cozy up next to her when she's zoned out playing Candy Crush Saga?
Divine.
Okay. I just need to play one more game because it helps me fall asleep. Plus, I'm almost to the purple level. And this is the best one. Can you drive? Why? I just want to finish this last game of Candy Crush Saga. And that's when I just lost it. This stupid little game inside this glowing rectangular tracking device commanded her gaze more than my eyes or my tits or my smile. There's this thing called child need. It's basically the concept that whatever you didn't get as a child shapes who you are as an adult. I started feeling like that child again, competing with her attention just to be acknowledged. Pay attention to me. To feel her body next to mine. Hold me. To feel safe. Take care of me. To feel understood. Listen to me. All I really wanted was to be loved. Hey, can I borrow your charger? I
This is Inez. Her 40th birthday was approaching at an alarming rate. Proud of all her accomplishments, she began to worry about what she had not: confidence in her sex appeal. She spent inordinate amounts of time in places where no one worried about what she looked like. Tarot Daily, an online community for the sexy esoteric in you. He wrote dirty flash fiction about a shy noir detective, Tom Tarot, obsessed with catching the elusive criminal called Death. She labored over the first email for days, typing and deleting, thinking and sweating over every word of introduction to the creator of Tom Tarot, someone who simply signed his monthly installments as the Filthy Taoist.
Dear Filthy Taoist, I'm a voracious reader of your monthly Tom Tarot's adventures. I'm particularly drawn to Tom's contradictory character, erotically shy, quietly tantalizing, and demurely sensual. My favorite episode is, of course, the last one, where he flings himself off a bridge into the River Thames after coitus interruptus with Mistress Rune and the subsequent shower of bullets upon his head. That was a very exciting scene. I hope Tom Tarot can find his pants, even if the search for death did not quite work out this time. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Sincerely yours, Inez C.
Dear Madam C, I am sincerely flattered you are finding my filth posted on Tarot Daily entertaining. If you like what you see in Tom Tarot Decadent Detective, perhaps you would like to be privy to my online writing journal. He was sexy. The links in the profile led her to many other pictures and his real name.
Samuel Chance.
So when he told her he was coming to America, she immediately offered her home to him. Her secretary vociferously protested because...
in this time and age, he could be a serial murderer.
Her therapist advised caution, but thought...
finally, some sex on the horizon.
And her comadre wondered where her better judgment was.
Ay, mija, weren't you stalked by 3 men already? Why don't you just let him get a hotel room?
As nervous a creature as Inez was, she knew deep down inside that she must take this risk.
I don't have sex before I turn 40.
She knew she would be condemning herself to an eternity of chastity. Proximity was key, and her bed was clean. The moment she saw him, she knew she was going to have to go to confession sooner than planned. He was sexy, better than in the profile pic. He was as short as he promised he was. He was adorably shy. In the 3 days that followed, they sang loudly in the car to oldies like "Don't You Want Me, Baby" and "Lola," made silly poses next to a T-Rex, drank bourbon next to a photo of Al Capone. They bonded over their mutual love of transvestites. But not a move, not from him, and certainly not from her.
He must be really, really shy, or maybe he's not interested. Oh my God, what am I doing? Am I making a fool of myself? What am I thinking? How could he like me con la barrigona que estoy?
On the 4th day, closer to evening time, she had given up.
Estoy haciendo el ridículo. Forget it. Nothing is gonna happen. So much for real sinning.
Maybe you should ask him directly.
No way in hell am I gonna ask him, do you want to have sex, or want to come to my room? Why not? I don't know why. I never have. What if he says no? Or what if he says yes? You have nothing to lose, Inez. He is leaving tomorrow.
She put aside the intuition razor, pulled her frizzed hair into a messy ponytail, and walked out of her room without makeup, without shaving, and not having made up her mind. She caught him sitting on the edge of the sofa, rubbing his temples furiously.
Is something wrong?
He shook his head no and patted the spot next to him. She sat down. He kissed in slow motion. He touched gently. She wanted to be truly lost in his kisses, but could not. Her heart was beating so hard she was afraid he could hear it. Her mind kept reminding her of an important detail.
I didn't buy any condoms!
It's okay, he said. We can do many other things. We could try something I learned with the deer tribe. Inez braced herself. Nothing was going to get in the way of finally bedding the fantastic creature who had miraculously materialized in her apartment. She was ready to sin. Undressing was his idea, and her plan was to try to stop thinking. He was sprawled completely naked on her freshly laundered 400 thread count blue Egyptian cotton sheets, and so was she. Moonlight casting sufficient illumination to see his lean form and enough shadows to hide her pancita. However, her mind was restless.
Okay, we are now naked and have been making out for a long time. Ay, Dios mío, I didn't shave. What do I do now? Shut up, Inez. Let the man lead for once.
Her thoughts barreled on.
But what if he expects me to give him a blowjob? I mean, I've read a lot about it, but I don't know how to implement that knowledge. Oh, just shut up, just shut up, just shut up and go with the flow. Enjoy this moment.
He placed his hand over her heart until she felt calm and warm. He then caressed her belly and told her how soft and beautiful it was. And it wasn't a passing pleasantry to just get what he wanted. "Sit across my lap," he said, and then she worried.
Lo voy a aplastar si me lo siento encima.
Then he said, "Breathe and imagine the energy between you and me fusing together in harmony, synchronizing our vision." In between all that breathing, envisioning, were kisses and touches, sometimes gentle, sometimes rough and awkward, biting lips, clashing teeth, breathing in and out of his mouth. She wanted to cry, and she melted into his embrace. She forgot about the blowjob, her panza. Finally, a moment of quiet in her head. Her body was alight in pleasure until he headed below and...
Auxilio! He is down there. Now I have to reciprocate, but how?
He brought her mind back to her body, his tongue doing things she had never thought could feel like this. He, Samuel Chance, did not ask for anything in return. He sat back, pleased with his work, and watched Inez as she slowly fell asleep. Quiet at last.
We're gonna do a quick game here of Shots to one or two, then Jack will go to his place. He'll stay there overnight. But you will not be sober, so it's all right. You guys been spying on me or something? Phase two, the hangouts. Now he'll start texting you. Be sure you don't respond for at least a day or two. Just let the time pass, no pressure. True? True. I'd like to be his girlfriend, but even if I'm not, I'm sure he thinks we're something. Don't ask me what. Do you think he can read your mind? He should do the best he can. No flowers. With no self-worth or courage to ask direct questions, you'll be lucky to keep your name. I know what I want and I don't want to rush, although I am sure he is more than a crush. Sick of the runaround, tired of the game, and I hope that he feels the same. So go ahead and just ask me, so what? If he goes running scared, you'll root the strong men from weak men. Remember, there's plenty of fish out there. I know it's frightening to just speak your mind. It's hard to forget all the times you've been spurned. Playing with matches, a girl can get burned. Just don't be afraid. Take charge of your fate and claim what you want. You'll find your match. So go on and text it now. 40 years ago. 40 years ago. 40 years ago. 40 years ago. Without job mobility, flawless birth control, or Facebook stalking your ex, studio apartment, and a lack of personal responsibility at 24, we would have made it. We would have made it. 40 years ago, we would have a mortgage, a kid by now. I wouldn't have a job, and I might not feel fulfilled, but we would have made it. 40 years ago. 40 years ago. I think you would have a sense of direction and made a career choice by now. You would come home every day ready to see me, without all the choices of the world, or the click of a touch of an iPad. I would have been the only choice. We would have made it. 40 years from now, your self-worth won't rely on my dependence. 40 years from now, my daughter will live in a world of equal pay and equal parenting leave. She won't feel bad for going back to work. She won't be shamed for staying home. Her body won't owe her husband an heir. Her body won't owe anyone anything. 40 years from now, you won't need to be more successful than me to feel like a man. Your son won't see a flannel wearing angry Ted Radical when he hears the word feminist, because he won't need that word anymore. When he thinks of treating a woman with the same respect he treats men, he'll see himself, his bros, his pastor, his lacrosse team. And maybe if we're lucky, he'll have learned that from his dad. 40 years from now, 40 years from now, 40 years from now, you'll come around. I think. Craigslist.org. Casual encounters. Amongst an endless list of creepy, boring, desperate, and generally unimpressive ads, you were the diamond in the rough. So sexy. Street smart, easy to be around, a fascinating conversationalist, hung like a motherfucker. I'm always in possession of some bomb-ass weed. My mother said he said his favorite food was fried chicken, and I had never fried anything.
If you do not believe that you are deserving of the very best.
But I wanted him to like me for more than just my blowjobs. So I googled a great recipe for buttermilk fried chicken.
You will never receive it.
Seasoned in spice, marinated overnight, and begged my mom to teach me mac and cheese. And I embarked on the best damn soul food meal he'd never eat.
I didn't respond to her texts for a week.
From 3,000 miles away, I was desperate for his company, and so every day I set aside 30 minutes to write to him. In those 30 minutes, all of my troubles and stresses seemed to disappear because I imagined he was right there with me. In 5 weeks, he wrote me back twice. I spent 18 hours writing to you. You wrote me 2 sentences.
I'm late to work every day because after I get out of the shower, I climb back in bed to cuddle with my phone, toggling neurotically between Instagram and Facebook to see if anybody has liked my post from the night before. My sister said,
I say I'll give myself 90 seconds.
3 minutes later, and I've got just one more page to stock. 7 minutes later, and I say if I can be in my car in 10, I'll still make it on time. It is painfully clear to me that he is not crazy about you, except I'm still naked and clutching my phone.
I let her skip out on my parents twice. I convinced myself that she had a good excuse not to meet them both times they came in from out of town. I made excuses when she didn't show up, and when I finally saw her again, I pretended it never happened.
The fact that he is still unwilling to introduce you as his girlfriend once again affirms that he is not crazy about you.
I flew to New York to get dumped in person because I wasn't convinced via text that it was over.
Do not waste your time on someone who is not crazy about you.
I used a Groupon to get a Brazilian wax before flying to New York to get dumped in person. Because it's easy to be angry via text, but not so easy with the well-groomed pussy in your face.
I used a Groupon to get a Brazilian wax before flying to New York to get dumped, and just nodded through the pain while my waxing apprentice asked me if she could thread over my already stripped raw cubic mound to clean up any of the stray hairs she somehow missed after ripping away the first several layers of bikini flesh, and I was too embarrassed to say no. So, just in case you're wondering, in matters of the heart or matters of manicuring your vaginal lawn, it's better to pay full price. Now, when my sister asks me how I'm doing, I just smile and say, I'm fine.
I drive to the west side at 1 a.m. so I won't have to sleep alone. I drive to Hyde Park at 2 a.m. so I won't have to sleep alone.
I take the Holstead bus at 3 a.m. so I wouldn't have to sleep alone.
I drive to Urbana-Champaign at 5 a.m. so I won't have to sleep alone. My father said,
I asked him what I could do to be a better girlfriend.
it should be the other way around.
He said, get on birth control.
He should be the one fawning over you
I
and
called Planned Parenthood.
loving you because you deserve that.
They put a piece of copper in my uterus.
Get it? You deserve that.
He left me. I'm pretty sure Planned Parenthood is a government-subsidized conspiracy to sterilize women in poor neighborhoods.
But what does my father know about love?
I kept the copper 4 more years. We lived in Rogers Park this summer. My mother was attacked in a parking garage. I was 13 and still more little girl than woman. She came home 20 minutes late with a gash in the knee of her dress pants, her shoes in her hand, and an asphalt scratch mark kissing her cheek. She didn't make eye contact with any of us for the rest of the night, and she didn't want to talk about it. Days later, she signed up for a self-defense class. 2 weeks ago, I was attacked at 8:30 p.m. in a safe and well-lit part of town with a friend, sober, wearing pants. 2 bouncers at the bar next door watched a man push me into the alley and up against a brick wall and did nothing. They turned their backs when I yelled. The first person I told laughed at me in disbelief. That didn't really happen. You're making it up, right? The guy that I had been texting all night so that we could meet up later responded to my story with a simple ouch. That was 14. I live in the greatest country in the world at the most thrilling and terrifying breadth of human history. Another generation of Google Glass holds our attention about as long as the next acquittal of a fraternity gang rape. My hand, instead of clutching a can of pepper spray, holds a portal to transform me to whoever I want to be. But when I'm walking the streets of my city, I'm terrified of being who I am. I never live without that fear. I live in a world that has told half the population that it has unlimited access to my body. I live in a world programmed to doubt me. But what are you going to do about it, right? No, really. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Start a new hashtag? Like my essay-linked status and thumbs up solidarity? Post the most melancholy emoji in the comment section of the next Jezebel article I share? Maybe my mom had the right idea staying quiet that night, silently rubbing an iodine-soaked cotton ball over her cheek in the bathroom vanity and going to bed. Maybe she was saving herself the trouble of expecting people to care about her attack who were never going to care. Maybe she was saving her energy for something more practical, like self-defense classes.
In the beginning, before Redbox and speed dating, before YouPorn and Snapchat, when Tinder was for burning and tweeting was for the birds, humankind was round.
Round like a perfect serving of fly, wrecking ball round, round like the moon. Two faces looking opposite ways like Janice sitting on one round neck, 4 hands, 4 feet, and an infinite capacity to dance behind the wheel. Except we didn't need to drive because we were a wheel, connected and complete, and whole and round, limber and lunar we walked across the earth like planets, like billiards on the soft green dome. With 8 limbs we were unstoppable, impossibly strong and impossibly fast, grazing the earth in perpetual heartbeat, taunting the gods with our perfect capacity to love, flaunting our dizzying speed, our reckless trust in all things good, the beautiful spheres of our bellies. And you can guess about how much the gods like to be taunted. And so Zeus, the same Zeus that married his sister Hera, the same Zeus that threw his son Hephaestus off of Mount Olympus for trying to protect his mother from being raped by Zeus, the same crazy-ass lightning bolt-flinging motherfucker that turned himself into a swan in order to rape Leda, Zeus, all fed up with humans' round and complete and loving and powerful nature, our arrogance and our 8-limbed wonders sent Apollo down to cut us in half. And so, one after one, the long line of mankind, once round and whole and unafraid of solitude, was sliced, head from head, limb from limb, skin stretched into the pucker of a mouth, a navel, a wretched, lonely spine, each vertebra a love letter for its missing half. And now, instead of tumbling across the billiard green earth, childlike and fearless, we trod, in search of the other half, the brilliant glitter of a Fabergé egg to click into our own edges. Whether in the pixelated glow of Craigslist casual encounters or under the fluorescent lights of the produce section at the grocery store, we are all driven by that ancient call to connect with that which we have lost, our soulmate, our twin flame. And when we find him, and when she sees us, when he saw me, her voice just, if I could just inhale his breath forever. If our spines could click back into the grooves of each other we once knew, if our flesh could melt into this embrace, could fuse, if I could be done losing forever, if we could be forever. All you gotta do is hug him and kiss him and squeeze him and love him, yeah, just do it. And after you do So yeah, the Robin Thicke piece, at the top, to hear some of the things that we just use as judgment right off the bat, judgment towards each other and judgment from somebody else. That took me back for a little bit. So I didn't really know how to.
Anybody else feel the same way? Anybody else probably feel that way? I know that several people on the road definitely felt that way. We played with the order of the piece so long, I can't even tell you. It has been in the middle, it has been the third piece. I don't know if you want to give a quick anecdote of what happened.
Sure. So the first time, the very first time I ever performed that scene was pretty much, and Amanda could attest this, the first time we ran the show was a performance, and it was at the University of Texas Pan American, Edinburgh, Texas, which is like, what, 30 miles from the border?
It's in the armpits.
It's like 15 minutes from the border, like right down to the very tip. And it was a full house, it was kind of a wide space.
It was like one section, another section, other section.
So in this section over here, there's this entire fraternity. Okay, I don't know why. They just decided to come, which is awesome. And in this section, there's like a sorority. In the back, there's families, which is like the 5-year-olds. It was like, okay. And then over here are all the college professors, right? So they kind of segregate themselves. And that piece was third, I think, that night. And
after what Amazing Dad?
no, it was before. Yeah. So the whole time we're doing the scene, and it was a little bit longer in that version. Robin Thicke, they do like, there's a whole other thing that got cut. And they were like totally digging it, but for the wrong reasons. They were like, yeah, Robin's got our bag, knows what we're talking about. And like, they did not understand. So the college professors are like, oh my God, this is going to be an issue. And the sorority goes like, this is uncomfortable. And the children, I don't know what they're doing. And so it wasn't until we did What an Amazing Guy, which tonight played right after the scene where the three of them are like, just the office scene. The office scene, they're talking about the girl who was raped. It wasn't until that point when she said, oh my God, he wants to meet your mom, that they were like, oh shit, like oh no, they like took that long for them to get like, it was satire. Yeah. But it was satire that like Robin Thicke wasn't what we weren't saying like Robin Thicke is great. Well, our version of Robin Thicke, right? Like not real Robin Thicke. Own opinions on that. But it took them maybe 10 minutes to finally understand that like that was a critique on the media, on all these other things that we had kind of wrapped into that. And the college professors at the talk, like the boys just like got out of that. And the professors were like, it was like watching two shows. We were watching you, we were watching them watch you. So meta. Because that was almost more, it was like this kind of, you saw on their faces them get like uncomfortable and whereas before they had been like super like cheering, I like almost went and sat in their laps. They were like,
So the point of the story is that you would think that would teach us to not put it at the top of the show, right? Because like, maybe it's not helping people into this, like maybe we need to like, handle it a little bit. And then when I really thought about the entire like arc of the show and what we're trying to do, I was like, no man, let's get it out of the way. Let's like bust out the door with like just like balls out and see what happens. And let them be super uncomfortable. And so I'm super glad you were, Mel. It's something like we're still talking about, the play is still in progress, but I would love that comment is great that you felt that way. Like that's the kind of stuff we're looking for in the talk back if you have that. Or you can ask questions or give us your number or anything. So who else? Who's got a follow-up?
I think you had something.
Don't be shy.
Why didn't you disclose how many people you had sex with?
It's private.
Hashtag no shame.
I love it. The games are really new. We brought them in during previews. And at first we were like, it's going to stop the flow, it's going to stop the flow. And it doesn't. I think it humanizes the women, and I think you're forced to grapple with the fact that these are not actors, that these are real people telling real stories. And there's like a cultural color, there's like a lot of layers going on. Depending on who comes up and orders these women, different things happen.
Right, yeah.
And I mean,
Black girls are always on the 10 side.
unless it's a person of color ordering it. And that has been really like, we gotta do a whole study on this shit.
Elizabeth and I were like, we get to be on this end.
Yeah, we're so excited. So let me tell you, I'm always like, expose it. And they're like, I think we should keep some things secret. So that's why.
Thank you.
Yes, can you pass the mic down to your friend right here?
I can check something else.
I love it.
So, just wondering, as a response, since this was like a really real moment about you guys being put as a
it was for me. I want to know how you guys felt watching it, but let's definitely hear the girls. Who wants to respond? You don't have to, but feel free if you have a response. How did it feel the first time? Let's think back to the first time they did it to you.
Yeah, now it's just funny, but
I mean, like, I don't know. For me, I'm never like, if somebody puts me at 10, I'm not ashamed or anything like so. So like, I mean, Russell, if you want to know, I'm probably down at that end. Maybe, probably. We haven't actually talked about it amongst ourselves, but yeah, we don't know. I don't guess. We did this reason. Maybe it's real in order. But like, so I mean, and it's a real, and especially because I mean, like, you know, the YouTube, especially now, I'm involved with NYI and
give it a shout out.
give it a shout out to For Youth Inquiry. We're a performing health collective that goes to schools around Chicago and performs interactive plays about sex positivity. And
If
so,
you're a teacher and want to bring them out,
yeah,
let's talk to them.
please talk to them. Yeah, I'm really like, I don't care. For me, I'm like,
You're like on that spectrum.
put me at 10. Go ahead, do it.
I would say though you're like at a spectrum that probably 90% of the like audience probably would feel like. I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe totally liberated.
I think for me it feels, it's like, I'm always baffled because I feel like I am not, like generally speaking, you're right. Like if it's a person of color, like who knows, if it's not, you know, Joni and Christiana over there, but like I feel like I'm never consistent. Like I don't think I've ever gotten the same place. And so for me it's always like fascinating. I'm like, really? Regardless of what you thought, like really? I don't know why you thought that. That's just it's fascinating to me.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have asked some questions. I have a couple before I let you guys get on with your Wednesday evenings. One is, does anybody have thoughts on the video with the statistics that had that dude? Okay, so anybody want to talk about it before I say anything? Throw your hands up. I'll give you a number. Okay, Lisa,
I don't have the microphone.
got the tower.
I was actually going to say, I held the comment because we went on to other things, but I was actually going to say that was one of my favorite pieces, actually. At first I was like, oh God, statistics.
Yeah.
Video was statistics. Because, you know, you see it sometimes,
For sure.
often. But then listening to the sort of, what's the word? I don't know what to call it. It went like totally different on the other end of things. Happy girls want to have fun, and then the mashup of the voice of what I realized was the guy who did the mass shootings in California, of talking about why, like that he just wanted girls and he just wanted sex and he just wanted love and he's gonna kill all the blonde sluts, blah blah blah. And I was like, and the shoes. And it was just so many layers, and it just kept me interested, and I would read the thing, and then I was like, what was happening next? And I thought it was really simple and beautiful. So that's my thought.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anybody? I think I gave you a 2, yeah? Yes, sir.
So I was curious as to how you made the choice to put it. So there's the last statistic was up there the longest, right? And so it's kind of like the punctuation mark. And it's like, you know, when sifting through things like what the statistics were, right? Like we're talking about like basically a history and a culture of like endangering the safety of women, right? And so I'm just curious, like what's the process creatively of where you place those stats in order, what intentionality was there behind that? And why was that last stat, I guess, larger or, you know, more than others?
Pronounced, yeah. Okay, cool. That's a great question. No one's been that specific about it, and I love it. So I wish I could take credit for the brilliance of that scene, but one of the designers that worked on the project, she kind of created the screens and some of the video. She did that beautiful treatment on Inez, the animation, which was just gorgeous. And she's a visual artist. She has no background in theater. And so we were really excited to bring her onto the project because we wanted to kind of get out of the shell of what we normally do. And so she brought really unique kind of ideas, because what she tends to do is installations. And so we told her we wanted to talk about violence. I had this whole idea about like using the camera and tracing bodies and all this like artsy shit. She's like, it's real simple. We're gonna give the stats, and we're gonna ironically play Girls Just Want to Have Fun. This is something I've been wanting to do, and that's all it needs to be. And when we went on tour, that's what it was, right, Amanda? And it was really powerful even without Elliot Rodgers, I felt. We loved it. And then we came back, and we're in tech, and the event happens. And I'm gonna, why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, we
see the video and I'm like, sick to my stomach. And I'm like, this is, the sad thing is he says some pretty extreme things in that video, but he also says some things that I've heard
Every day. Friends.
from my nice guy friends. And I was like, that's what really struck me, and so I emailed the sound designer, who's the only man on the project, and I said, rip the audio before it gets taken down, because it had been taken down several times at that point. Rip the audio before it gets taken down. He did it, he sent it to us, we said, this is what we want to do, we want to mash it up with Girls Just Want to Have Fun. We just want to hear it. And he was like, no, I refuse, absolutely refuse. And we're like, no, you have to tell us, you have to do what we tell you to do. And he's like, I don't have to do that. And so he's our one designer, he's in New York, so everything we do is remote, and he's like, no. And so we're in rehearsal, and Alex is like trying to give us direction, and he's like furiously texting her all these reasons why he doesn't want to do it.
He's like, I don't want to give him a voice, I don't want to why promote this kind of psycho, right?
We were like, Mark. First off, stop texting and call us. And second off, just try it, and maybe we'll hate it. Maybe we'll feel so bad that we'll be like, no, we hate it, but just try it. He was like, well, okay. That's why I assume he sounded like this was all good. And so he tried it, and he sent it to us, and we were like, and we were listening, and we were looking at it, and it was this feeling of like, she can finish this.
Yeah, I love this. Pass it on.
Yeah, so we're listening to it, and of course, the first moment that you hear his voice and you recognize his voice, it's like you feel just really gross.
You want to curl up.
But then you kind of get lost in the groove of the song, and you can jam to that shit, and then you realize that you're bopping along to Girls Just Want to Have Fun, but you're also bopping along to the rantings of a psychopath who murdered lots of people.
Less than 3 weeks ago.
And so then the icky feeling just intensifies, but then you realize that we nod our heads along to really terrible things because they're to snappy beats all the time. And so it's just a heightened version of that, and that's when I was sold. That's when I was like, yeah, I feel like throwing up, we should keep it.
It's a tough call, and so I even called our ex-co-founder, not our co-founder, Koya Paz, and I'm like, Koya, artistically, what is this? This is a mess, what am I doing? I feel so bad about it because I cry every time I hear it, and she's like, yeah, I don't think you should do it. It narrows the perspective of the violence against women, and it's so blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're right, you're absolutely right. And this is my long-winded way of saying that's why we end on the stat that names what rank this country is comparatively in terms of 60th, right? Because I wanted to make sure that we were talking about, that we're not saying America's the only one with the problem. Obviously it's not. There's some really horrible things that happen to women all over the world. But also just talking about this huge historical culture that we actually, the one thing we share globally, other than internet, is maybe this treatment and violence against minorities and women. So that's why we punctuated that quote. So okay, do you guys have anything you want to ask? Hands, last, maybe we'll take 2 more. So 1, anybody else? Anybody else? Did I see that? 2 back there? Anybody down here? No, okay, great. Okay, we'll start with back.
So you opened the show by saying we're very tech friendly and tweet us and yay, it's so great. So I did. But then it's also quite clear in the show that technology is corrosive to human relationships. It's a tool of violence and it's a weapon of self-destruction. So I'm curious to hear you reflect back about Ella.
She speaks so well on this topic, so we'll let her do it.
Yes, exactly. That is the intention, because we have been given all of these tools of globalization, of getting closer to people. You can have a relationship with someone across the planet, and you can have dinner with them every day via Skype, and we are so much more connected in this very imaginary way, and yet we are also constantly erecting these barriers between human beings by having our faces in these screens all the time. And we are given these really, really powerful tools, and yet our consciousness doesn't evolve as quickly as the technology evolves. So we're given all these tools, but we're not necessarily equipped to utilize them in a way that doesn't damage. And so I think that's what we're trying to balance in the show, is the ways that we're sort of in love with and obsessed with
with technology and how very seductive it is, and you know how we use it to get a date, because how else do you find a date in the modern world? I don't know, somebody tell me. But then at the same time, like, how can you go on a second date when you spent the whole first one texting someone who's not there, or checking your Instagram? So yes, we're absolutely investigating the dichotomy of how technology at once brings us closer in ways that we could have never imagined, you know, half a century ago, 25 years ago, 10 years ago, and yet at the same time, because we haven't quite, you know, evolved in our spirits in a way that keeps up with that, you know, simultaneously erects these barriers.
She's named it this accordion effect, and that's what we tried to do with the show, is that we go really kind of expansive scope, and then we go right down to the individual, and hopefully kind of feel that trajectory, because I think, yeah, great,
I have a
okay.
piggyback question.
Do
on
it,
that.
do it.
On previous versions of this play, when you were trying to highlight how technology affects relationships and everything in between, to where it's kind of become like this female manifesto, right? It's very woman powered and men empowered. How did that shift? Can you talk about the cycles of the play itself?
Yeah, absolutely. I've talked a lot. Who wants to talk a little bit?
I'll talk a little bit. So the play initially, and you know this, but the play initially started off as a response 17 months ago to a group of us sitting around, and we were going to do SEXO at a cop.
Teatro Lunes 2005 hit, and then we remounted it in 2009.
Yes.
History of the company.
So we were going to do it. We were going to do it at a college, and or we were being asked to do it, and so we were like reading through the script, right? And we were like, man, there's only one reference to a cell phone in this whole script. So we were like, and it was only 5 years old. We're like, man, like things have changed so much. So we thought, okay, you know, we'll all collectively we'll do some updating, right? We'll do a little bit of writing. We'll do some updating to the script. We'll add some stuff. We'll fix some things. Not fix, but we'll adapt some things, and we'll do the show. So we started writing, and then like 3 weeks later, we're like, okay, we have a new play. This is no longer SEXO in any form. It is a new play. So we did this reading, and it was really about technology and sex. That's what it was, the intersection of technology and sex. We did this the workshop here last March, and that's what it was. As we moved through, and we simultaneously over the summer did story collecting workshops in 5 cities, and then also did a production at the Chicago Fringe. So there's 2 different, which a lot of people here were involved with. There was kind of 2 different things going on, and the show started evolving. Obviously, we had a new director, so it was a totally different process. And Alex and I saw it for the very first time at the Fringe on the closing performance. Like, we had 2 chances to see it, right?
We got off our plane from London.
We're like, there we are, and you're like, man, this play is shifting. It was, you know, really testing heavy.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, that's what it is. And then we did another workshop in the fall, and it became about technology and love all of a sudden. Like, all the pieces were really love-based. And then as we moved through the tour, and maybe this is because a lot of breakups happened in our company, the week before we went on tour. But I am developing the play, so that was a thing. Context. Like, we started doing more writing, and Amanda can attest to this. Like, all of a sudden, we were like developing the show. We were like on our 3rd to last performance at in University of Connecticut, and we're like, this is a play about. It's a play about loneliness. And then we're like, oh, no one wants to watch that, you know. And so we came back and we did more writing, and we kind of adjusted some pieces, and it slowly became the feminist manifesto piece. And I think that the piece that really like turned that for us was the 40 years ago piece, the one where we're behind the screens and we're walking out and they kind of shift. Because, and that was a piece that
was for the first piece.
Yeah, that used to be the first piece of the show, and so people were like, it's too aggressive, and so, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, and any of you who are involved in the project know that we saw 18 pieces of about 80 stories, really, when you think about all the pieces that you're like, fuck, that wasn't in the show, I love that, I love Making Rid of This, I love Kind of Pregnant, I love Crikey, a Vagina, all these pieces that got cut, because it was not possible, and it's like, you know, this particular selection of scenes is our feminist manifesto.
For 2014.
For 2014. It's going to be super outdated. Like, can you imagine seeing a show about Robin Thicke in 6 months and be like, Lori, hold on. You know, is Candy Crush still hot?
No, people have moved on to other things.
let's say it's 9 women on this particular section, virgin. But over the course of 17 months, there have been 28 women involved in the project. And every single one of those women brings their own flair, their own voice. And we have to honor that, you know. A lot of the stories that were here were stories from Iset, Deanna, Lisa, and Joe and Neil, because they weren't on tour with us. And Christiana, and those got infused, and Amanda kind of tested like how different the show is from the tour, like because they weren't there on the tour, and now they're here. So it was a very long-winded.
It was. It changed because life changed, because we changed, and because evolution.
And because theater should be responsive. You know?
I love it. Okay, I think we have last one. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Alright, so flat out, this was a really, really great production. So, I mean, like, you should all be extremely proud of yourselves. Like, everything was like, as the dude who had to sit here and text and take pictures this entire time, it was really, really enjoyable. Unfortunately, I will say that, like, it was a bit more difficult for me because it's like, I want to pay attention, but now I have to Instagram.
It just means you gotta come back to one of the last two performances.
Flat out. But, and the only thing that I will critique on this is, my only issue when it comes to like being activists and moving forward progressively is preaching to choirs. You know what I mean? If we're in a church of individuals who all believe the exact same thing, we're only fueling ourselves, right? So this audience right now is probably 80% female, and maybe, if lucky, 10 to 12% the people you actually want to take this message. And like, to help Christiana out, like earlier on, it was like, yo, let me go ahead and repost this stuff on my wall, tag some of my homies and stuff, and like, yo, you guys should come check this out. Blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I guess we're thinking forward, how can you guys possibly move in order to bring more of the male species in here who really need to hear this? And it's not just a female issue that you guys are talking about. This is stuff that I talk about all the time. You know what I mean? I hate texting. I hate Instagram. Like, it's like I do it because of my profession. I have to. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't move forward in this world unless you do these technological advances or disadvantages or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like let's think forward on does there need to be a men's night where it's like all dudes get in here for $5 or like free or something like that? We'll give you a drink, you know, something like that. You know what I mean?
Could give you a drink. Yes, no, I want to really. I really want to honor what you're saying. Absolutely. I think you bring up a really good point about who's the audience, right? Who's the audience to the show? And because it's so fresh, like you said, we've been building it for 17 months, we didn't know what we had until a week and a half ago. And what we're excited about is this isn't the end of the journey, right? This is going to go to Los Angeles. You play in the spring in Los Angeles. Oh, actually, it's going to play in San Francisco in a month, and that's already going to change and shift. And then it comes back to Chicago next summer. And I encourage all of you to come back. And we will be doing, and I would love, maybe you can come on and partner with me, being really kind of strategic about who are we reaching out to. I think these 6 performances for us were about figuring out where the play was landing. And so there was no marketing really, there was not all that kind of like engine that needs to be behind a show. But I do also want to say, I don't want to say that this play is for men or for women, or that men need to hear it, or that women need to hear it. I think it's a healing thing. I think it's a challenging thing. And so I hope that everybody in this house needed to see this play and think about these things, because what I think we're talking about in the play aren't the like large sweeping things, atrocities against women, like genital mutilation, right? We're talking about kind of the everyday lived experiences. And so I actually totally appreciate you and what you're saying, and I don't want to preach to the choir, I want to kind of get everybody involved, but I think that's the work that we do. We start the dialogue, and so we've done our part, right? We put on a show,
and so
brought
I
you
put
here.
the challenge back to you. How can you get more men in this audience? Like, how can you get 10 men to come back? How can
we
you
have
get
2 more
10 men to come
shows,
back?
and so I want you guys to bring back people But more importantly, even more importantly, to bring back people, I want you to take the dialogue and the conversation, because that's what we do. We don't build shows for show's sake. So I know that I see 2 hands, and they're waving at me frantically.
I just want to say it's exactly the choir that you preach to, because we need the sugar. We need the substance, the sustenance.
I love that.
So that we can, in fact, go do that work. And
Did you hear our call to action?
that carry it forward. And so it's not an either or.
That's lovely. I totally agree.
Everyone, but the choir needs to be here to know we're not alone.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Was there anything else?
You'd be surprised at how many people don't actually think about these things. They don't
Progressive and yeah.
Right, they don't process the everyday, day-to-day reactions, and that's even scarier, that we don't recognize that these things are not okay, that we swallow them, kind of just blissfully and go along, you know?
Or that we all think that's not us, right? Like that hashtag, not all men.
Exactly, and so by having this conversation, it's sparking us to actually look inside of ourselves and see, like, wait a second, why did that make me feel uncomfortable? Wait a second, what's going on? And then you have these amazing conversations with people outside of this room, and that's where the revolution starts. You know, like that's where it all happens.
Absolutely, snaps to that. And then my good friend in the nice suit back there.
I just have a question. You said it's a play about loneliness, and I was just wondering, there's one part where there's a song about how women should manipulate themselves to become a desired object, kind of, and then at the end, with the song with I don't know this guy's name, but the Girls Gone Wild song.
Yeah.
But that guy basically decided that since he was lonely, his solution was to destroy these objects that rejected him. But I felt like, this is not really a critique, but I noticed that you're involved in the play each time. What do you think would be a solution to be offered? Because I tend to disagree with both of those solutions to loneliness.
Sorry, I'm tripped up on the last little bit. Solution to.
Well, if manipulating yourself to make yourself desirable isn't a solution to being lonely, and destroying people who reject you isn't, I tend to think there's got to be something that's equal for everybody that they can do. And you guys didn't tell me how to get a girlfriend, so.
I love it. Does anybody else? I want to throw that out. Does anybody
Have a solution for loneliness? Bruh. When you find out the answer, please share it with all of us. I think we're all trying to figure that out.
Yes, great.
And the answer is not in our phones, I'll tell you that.
No, my answer is building community, right? That's the only thing that I know. That's the only thing I live by. And so hopefully we've started to build a community around this conversation that millions of people else are having. And thank you guys for coming. Please follow us on Facebook. Tell people we have 2 more performances. And thank you so much for being a wonderful house.